Hey guys, how you doing? This is John with Gamester81.com. This episode, I'll be reviewing and showing you what this Jamma board is all about. This is a new Jamma arcade board I picked up. It's got 412 arcade games in one. Most of them are unique games. Some of them are duplicates, of course. That's what you get with some of these Chinese multi-card games in one. But I got this on a website. It's called JammaBoards.com. Really cool website with great resources, great items for arcades. I'll put a link below in case you guys are interested. I paid $135 for this, which isn't too bad of a deal considering all the games you get. It's pretty light and it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just hook it up to your Jamma harness and plug in. You're basically ready to go. I have this cocktail table arcade I picked up a while ago, and previously I had like 30-something games in one. It had like Pac-Mans, all the Pac-Mans, all 3 Donkey Kongs, Galaga, some really good games. But I was looking to upgrade the selection of games, and why not for only $135? You're pretty much paying, like 40 cents a game if you think about it. It comes with, it's called a Game Elf, and this is looks like in Chinese possibly, or Korean. I think it's Chinese. And it's got a PC harness here, so you can actually plug it into like a monitor, which is cool. So that's a nice little thing. It's also got a volume here. It's got a dip switch here as well. Various settings. This is a button you want to hold down. There's a button here that you need to hold down to go to the menu button, basically to like the menu screen where you can like do various settings and all that. It comes with an instruction manual. For some reason, when I push the menu button, this is for a vertical screen monitor, by the way. So you need to make sure your monitor is vertical. They do also have a horizontal one available, which has 512 games in one, so it's got 100 additional games. I'm not quite sure why the difference, but yeah. So that you need to make sure that if you want to have a vertical monitor, you want to make sure you get the vertical one. If you have a horizontal one, make sure you get the horizontal Jamma board to work with that. But for some reason, because of I think it's because of my arcade, I only have the joystick and I have 2 action buttons. I'm missing a 3rd action button to change some of the settings in this, so to change some lives and stuff like that. But that's all good, it's still cool. And let's go without any further ado. I'm going to show you kind of what games are included in this. Let me know if there's any one that you guys want to see more of an in-depth review on. Appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, of course. And let's take a closer look. I'm going to power it up here. I've got my cocktail table. The screen is actually flipped up, and that's just basically because we can see a little bit easier. Unfortunately, I can't screen capture this very easily, so I'm going to film it here. I push S1 there, and that's where I get to my settings. As I mentioned before, I can't really change any settings because I'm missing that button to do that. But this is your list here, and the settings you customize your list, of course. You got a minute to choose your games. You got to put a credit in. You can also go to free play, and you can flip the monitor, so when you're playing Cocktail, you can play 2-player, which is sweet. You also control the volume on the actual Jamma board itself. Got Pac-Man, Return Invaders, Dig Dog. I wish you had no time limit. Like I said, you can change that. And you can also use a PS2 controller on this, which you can use it for MAME, which is sweet. So it's designed for that. Arkanoid, Junior Pac-Man, Xevious, and a few, 1940. It has Crazy Kong, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Jump Coaster. I haven't heard a lot of these. Block and Chase I've heard of. It has games like Tempest, which is a vector style game. It looks pretty good. I'll show you that here in a second. Now, it's initially alphabetical, and then it quickly goes outside of being alphabetical, which is odd. Commando. Let's see. Bolorama. 1941. Guerrilla War. Let me show you Joust 2. This is a game that came out during the video game crash. I believe it came out in 1985. Sequel to Joust 1, of course. But it's still a pretty fun game. Let's go through this. Boot up here. Initial tasks. It doesn't save any high score, unfortunately. Notice it doesn't do any of that, so that is a bummer. I don't know how well you can hear the game itself. It basically plays similar to the original Joust, same idea. You have to land on these ostriches or storks, whatever they are, ostriches. And it can change into a Pegasus. He's a little heavier. And to reset, I can just push player 1, 5 seconds, and it should go back to the main screen. I can exit here, which is nice. I don't need to turn off the thing to continue. So here we are again. I still have my credits from before. Got Cubert Cubes. Here's Tron. Great game, based on the movie, or I think the movie is based on this game. I'm not sure which came out first. I didn't even know this game was on here, to be honest with you, until now, but that's pretty sweet. Turn up the volume here a little bit. Okay. Yeah, the controls are a little different than the arcade itself. I'm using both buttons here. Let's go back to the main screen here. Gorf, which is a great game. Love Gorf. Crazy. Let me show you Crazy Kong. This is actually a license. This is Nintendo gave permission to make this game. So a lot of people think this game is a ripoff of Donkey Kong, but actually it's not really bootleg. Actually, it was an official game. Came out. There's subtle differences. The sound is definitely different. Let me turn it down a little bit. That was really loud. When he jumps, he goes hi-ya. Let me turn the volume up. The color's off. There's also later on, there's gaps on these stages here. He sounds like a ninja. It's a lot more challenging than the original Donkey Kong. Let me show you another game here. Got Mr. Do, Gago 3, which is really fun, Ladybug, which is a great game, kind of like Pac-Man. It's one of those maze games. Burger Time, of course. I'll show you one more game. I'll show you Tempest. Yeah, the vector graphics actually look pretty decent considering it's not a vector monitor. One of my favorite Atari games. Absolutely great game. Really brilliant. The gameplay is just brilliant. So anyway, you guys can definitely get the idea of this Jamma board. Let me know if there's any specific games you want to see a review on more specifically. I appreciate you guys, as always, for subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing this video. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming.